There's kind of like two types of food in Iquitos, or in the mission, and one type is the food that you can get like at a restaurant. A lot of it's delicious. The kinds of things that I like, there's this meat called cecina, but it's basically like a slab of bacon and they fry it. So it's really unhealthy, but it's delicious. They normally serve that with what's called picacho, which they do with plantains, and they kind of just make like these plantain balls, and it kind of has like a potato-y type taste. There were a lot of really good things like that I loved. One thing is called tallarines verdes with beefsteak. So it's basically like green noodles with like a thin steak, and so it's like a pesto sauce. It's really good. That was another favorite. One thing that I ate a lot was Lomo Saltado, which is like beef and fries and peppers and everything like all mixed together. And so there are some really good foods, and a lot of the members are going to make those types of things for you. But the other type of food is kind of like the typical day-to-day food that they eat, and that you'll be fed by the members. And what I remember most is that they would take a plate and basically like cover the plate in rice and then put some meat on it. So you become very well acquainted with white rice, being in that part of the world. And another thing about the food is that the people just love to feed you wherever you go. And some of it's going to be delicious, and some of it is going to be exotic. I had crocodile, I had turtle, I had monkey stew, I had guinea pig. Some of it was good. Oh, I had jungle rat, basically. Some of it was good, some of it was very interesting, but it means so much to the people. And sometimes they would give you something that you didn't want to go near, but you do because you know that they're doing it out of love. One thing to remember is it's considered very rude to not eat all the food that you're given. So I did gain a lot of weight on my mission. I called it rice weight because it was a lot of rice, but it was such a blessing to have those people that wanted to give their best to you. The fruits down there are delicious. My favorite is called camu camu, and it's kind of like a pink grape, and it's very sour, and they make the best juices out of it. There's also like maracuya, passion fruit, that's really good. There's one fruit that's really interesting, but that's very common down there, that's called aguaje. And it kind of, from the outside, it's kind of like red and almost looks scaly. So you like peel off the scales, and then it's like this pink fruit. They'll make like popsicles and things out of it, which were really good. I wasn't a big fan of it plain, but they could do some really good things with it. So that's one thing to look forward to. The fruits, there's a lot of fish. One of the signature dishes is fish that's cooked in lime juice. It's called ceviche, but that's something as missionaries we're not allowed to eat. But there's a lot of cooked fish that we're fed that's really good, and some of it that's really interesting as well. Looking back, it probably wasn't super bizarre for the culture there, but for me, one thing that just felt crazy was one of the first times that I ate there, I was given like this soup, and you could see like basically like the chicken's like claw in it. And looking back, that's a very normal thing that they do, but that really scared me kind of at first, being new, so it felt more bizarre. Another thing that they do are called Foie Knees, and they're like rice and turmeric and chicken, and these things called aceitunas, which are kind of like olives but very, very strong in flavor. And so they'd mix that all together with egg and then wrap it in banana leaves and grill it. And at first I thought it was really gross, but towards the end I actually kind of learned to like it a lot. Yeah.